are listening to What I Know for Sure, the podcast. I'm your host, Kallai, and this podcast is all about what we know for sure and the lessons we learned in the midst of what we didn't know for sure. If you are looking for a space to be loved on and hear hard truths, then stick around. This is the podcast for you. So hi, again, welcome back. Thank you for chilling with me. Happy Monday, and I'll just jump right into it. I have not touched a podcast microphone since September. And what a weird feeling, especially since I was in a hot streak and we were doing the thing, right? And to be very honest, the short answer to what I'm about to tell you is I was burned out from all the things. I was very stressed in my personal life, and I had bitten off way more than I can chew. And what else? I got sick. So that is the very short answer, but let me walk you through that. Burnout. It is a real thing. And even though you're probably looking at my podcast episodes going, she just started this podcast, there is no way that she has burnout. And you're right. From the outside looking in on everybody's life, right? You look at the black and white and you go, how is that possible? And it's possible because I was still ramping up my business. I was still getting clients sort of situated and all of their systems built and all of the things. And so by the time I got to having to be, shall we say, innovative or having to be creative, I didn't want to. And it's okay. And so really that word want, like I felt like it was becoming an obligation more so than having it be the creative outlet that I always dreamed it to be. And so that's the key thing, right? Is all your dreams and all of your wishes are then parallel with what do you want to do? And sometimes that looks a little bit different for everybody. And so that was the short version of September. And moving into October, I deal with a little bit of seasonal depression. And so living in Michigan, when the fall time comes, when the winter comes, I just sort of get a little blue. And we will talk a little bit more about that moving forward. But seasonal depression is a real thing. And so it was just trying to find outlets. I had started going to therapy in the beginning of October again, which we talked a little bit about. And it's just one of those things that washes over you. You can't control it. It's not something that is consistent. So it's very, exponential on one day and then it's very minute the next. So walking through that again this year taught me a lot, especially as an entrepreneur, especially being at home all the time. It really can become very lonely. And to be honest, I was ready for it every other month of the year, but when seasonal depression came, I wasn't really prepared for that. And this is a new territory that I'm sort of walking in. And I knew that. I knew that my seasonal depression was going to come. I knew that I was going to have a challenge, but I didn't know at what degree. So I had to take that time. And I'm not sorry for it. One of the big things that you will always hear me say is women are no longer in the area of apologizing for showing up how they are. And so I'm not going to apologize for that. But what I will say is moving towards the end of October, the 24th of October to be exact, I started having symptoms of COVID. And so I went that whole week and then I turned up positive the week after. And then I was walked right into COVID pneumonia, which is a battle and a feat of itself. And I've mentioned this to a few people, but I'll just say it out here. Like that was the one time that I really was scared for my life. And I was scared that I might not make it. So as real as it is, was very real to me, but also in the midst of that, my bonus son ended up getting sick, as well as my husband. And so bless my husband for being the dear saint that he is. He had symptoms and he was sick, but he was very actively taking care of me, because at the same time that he had gotten his COVID symptoms, I then was transitioning from COVID to COVID pneumonia. And I will share with you that pneumonia is not something to joke around about. It is not something that you can battle on your own. And hand on my heart, hand in the sky, I know that I would not have made it to the other side without my partner next to me. So I am eternally grateful for him. I love, love, love him, and he has done an amazing job. And, one of the things is, I didn't necessarily need to ask for help, but when I knew that there was certain elements that I needed, I just asked him, and he helped me, and more so just really started honing in on what my needs were, and exceeded all expectations of, that better or worse, that they put in your vows. Like, in sickness and in health, he really took that in stride and made sure that I was taken care of. So thank you to him for that. I know he's always listening, so I just wanted to poke that in here for him. And then, over the course of November, I'm really just now starting to recover. And so part of what that looks like is I have a little bit of a cough. I'm not contagious, obviously, but they say the cough is really the lingering symptom of having COVID pneumonia. And so we're just working through that. I have some more scans later this month, but overall, I feel really good. So thank you to everyone who has checked in on me, who has stood by me. But I think one of the things that I am just consistently in awe and grateful for is that through the month of November, really, I had to shut down my business because I physically could not even look at a computer screen. And obviously, all of my work as a service provider online is through a computer. So make no mistake that through communication and letting all of my clients know, they never wavered. They set aside whatever projects we were in and sort of put them on hold. And I was able to retain all of them. And for that, I am so very grateful to each one of them. But then also, it really is a testament to, if you are walking alongside your clients, especially if you're a service-based provider, getting that communication in order, letting them know what is going on, but then also you are a faithful steward of your business, they will come back and they will see you as valuable. And so I'm really, really grateful. So if you are a client of mine and you are listening, thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in my business. And thank you for allowing me to continue to show up in your business the way that we have always talked about and dreamed about. So really, this week and, continuing through the end of the month, I am going to focus on goal setting. So you will hear a few episodes on that. We're going to talk about how to have goals. Sometimes you don't even know what your goals are. So we're going to talk about that. And then we are also going to talk about my personal goals for 2022 and how I'm going to make sure that I am hitting them and achieving them throughout the next year. And then really help you understand what you want to do in 2022. And I, again, am so grateful for this podcast that it allows me to have a creative outlet to expand my mind. And I look forward to a awesome year next year. This year was really spent on building my business, and next year I'm really focused on scaling and bringing some alternative projects into my business to help it expand. So I look forward to chatting about that with all of you, and I hope everyone has a amazing week. And what I know for sure is that you are greater than what you give yourself credit for.